This is the video for overview, the app screen and the program screen. This is the app screen. It's what you see when the program is running. If I click on Program in the red stripe, it will go to the program screen. Alright. This is where the program was created. The P-code engine runs both of these screens. Now I will click Execute the application to return to the app screen. Here I click on Execute the application. At the top in the black box is the title of the app. Next, in the red stripe, it has options for the programmer to use. Then next, in the blue note box, it has information about the program. The program determines what will be shown in the blue box. There may be multiple blue boxes for a note. Next and back are used when there are multiple blue box notes. Alright, I'll come over here and you see here it says next and back. I can go back one and then I'll click next to go back to it. Next. Below the blue note box is where the app's 4 canvases are displayed. This is where most of the action takes place, okay, from the blue note box down to here. The bottom of the screen can be used as seen here, or the programmer can use it to display something else. The Home button is a link to the HTML5 P-code home page. The Start App is a list of 20 files A through T where the app could be saved. You click the letter and the app in that file will be loaded. When the app was saved, it was placed in the browser's local storage under the file's letter. This allows the programmer to keep multiple copies of the app. The list of HTML5 P-code apps down here at the bottom is given so the programmer can copy routines from them or copy their design. Now I'm going to click on Program in the red stripe and go back to the program screen. This is the program screen. On the left is the instruction listing for the main program. There is a column for the instruction label, action, address 1, address 2, address 3, and a to label. Well, over here is the listing. And here, if there's a label for the line, like here, AH, it's in this column. Then comes the column with the actions in it. Then address 1, address 2, and address 3 columns, and at the end, there's a to label column, if it branches to a label. You can copy a line, update a line, and choose the placement of a line. Well, up here at the top it says, if you click here, it will copy the line. If you click here, it's going to update the line. And you click here just to move the yellow line for placement, so when you save the line, you determine where it's to go. I'm going to click on the first instruction under the Update heading. Alright, here's the Update heading, and I'm going to click on the first instruction. Now you see this line at the top of the screen. Above each instruction part is its description. At the bottom of the screen is more detailed information about the action. If you click on Relevant Video, it will show a YouTube video about this action. If you want to know more about one of the parts of the instruction, you can click on it to find all the uses of that part. I will click on App Pick Now it shows all the possible replacements for this name. See, all these are possible names that you could use in place of apppick, including apppick here in blue. Now I'm going to click on Find and then a replacement name, but I really don't want to replace it with anything else, so I'm going to click on apppick. Now it listed all the instructions in this program that use the name apppick. At the bottom of the screen, it tells how many times it was used in each program. There is a main program and up to 9 subprograms. Well, now down here at the bottom we see it was used in the main program 21 times, and for the other 9 subprograms it wasn't used at all. If you want to see all of the uses in the app, click on All. Well, down here in the bottom here next to here it says All. I click on All. But notice there aren't any additional ones, and we knew that because it said none of the subprograms had any uses of that name. If I click on the instruction line, it will change the part name to the replace name. But in my case, I made it just to change it back to itself. So if I click anywhere here, you'll see it really doesn't change it. It stays the same. But what you can do is pick which lines you want the name to change on. Maybe you just had a conflict between names, and now you can correct it by going to the lines that use that name. When you see where the name is used, you know what the name was used for. I will click on one of the lines. I will re-click it to undo the change. In this case, again, though, when I click it, it just changes apppick to apppick, so you don't see any change. Notice it put a red mark on the position pole for each use of the name. If you click on that mark, it will go to the instruction line with that name in it. Well, what it's saying there is here is the pole for the instructions, and if you see, there are red marks on the pole indicating the 21 times that name was used in this program. Here it shows the lines. It said it was the main program, program 0, and it says here the line numbers, but here's a way that you can quickly get there without having to search for that line number. Now I'm going to click on Quit because I really don't want to make any changes to this program. Now down here are other options that you can use for programming that we're not going to go over now, but there are videos down below here that explain all about these other things, and also there's the P-Code 101 playlist on YouTube all about what you do to create instructions. Now I'm going to go back to execute the application. Now I'm going to talk about some of the options here in the red stripe. The first one is pause. When you click on pause, it gives you a list of hundreds of routines written in this P-code. And if I select one of them, click on the first one, it'll go and show what it does. This one does sorting. It had these names that were in this page 60 here, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth, and it sorted them. If I hit the space bar, it'll show me the program it did it. This is that routine. And now that I've gone to this routine, the program has in its place for pasting this particular routine. So if I now end this, go to the program, go to the point in the program where I want to paste this routine that I just looked at, the sort, I put the yellow, highlighted yellow line, and then I click paste under the yellow line, and that routine will be in your application. And there are hundreds of them that you can pick from. Also, to learn how to program, you should see programs. And here's a place where you can see hundreds of routines and see what they do and what the actions are in the routine. Now I'm going to go over here to data in the red stripe. I'm clicking on data. Now I'm going to go to the beginning of data. I'm going to go, I'll click the variables, and here you can see some of the data changing all the time. Here under tick, the number keeps changing. The tick is the time. 20 times a second, tick is updated by 1. So when you ask what the tick number is, you sort of know how long this program has been running. And it's been running a long, long time. This is where you look at data. You can look for data in work lists and work pages. Well, everywhere you can look at data. We'll turn data back off. And we'll go to this one. It's called Trail. Trail will execute only a few instructions at a time. You can tell it to execute 9, 90, or 900. I'm going to just go and execute 9 at a time. Now here's the first 9 instructions. We know they're all in the main program because it says P0 and it gives the line number. I'm going to advance 9 more instructions. Made the gray box. Well, I see here it set a color to 333. I know that's just a little red, a little green, and a little blue. It's gray. I'll advance a 9 more. Made the gray box there. 9 more. We didn't see anything change, but it's asking about the counter. Now it's putting a heading in the box. Probably can see over here where it did some text work. We'll keep advancing. 9 more. Now it put this peculiar thing here. It's morphing between a star and some sided figure. I don't know how many sides, but it's morphing between the two of them. So as I advance it 9 at a time, you're going to see it go. Well, it's not going to change the morphing now. It's just going to go to the end. But it asks for the tick value. Notice here it talks about the tick. So it's morphing between two different things. Now, if I click here on one of these lines, see this one here. I'm sorry, I don't want to click here because it's in the main program. I like it to be in the morphing program. Now it's in the morphing program. Now I have it in the morphing program. What I want to show you is if I click on a line here in the morphing program, and I got that through the trail, now I leave the trail and I say I want to go to the program, look where it's at, morphing. So if I want to find something, I can just run the program till it gets to the point where it's doing the thing I want to know about, click on it in the trail, and then go to program. It marked that place with this yellow highlighting, so it knew to go there. That's the nice thing about being able to go on the trail, find things, and then go there. And if you want to change something there, you can. I'll go back to executing the program. Here it's making the star. So the trail allows you to find things The next thing in the red stripe is RT, which stands for real time. I'm going to click on real time. It knows where the yellow highlighted line was, so it went to the same place, those lines on morphing. And here it says it's going to take pattern 6, and it's going to be morphed with pattern 26. Well, in real time, I can tell it I want to morph two different things. Well, instead of 26, what if I made that 27? What would happen? Ah, it's slightly different now. I think it's morphing to a 7-sided box now. Well, it's hard to tell that. But there's other things we could change. We could change its rotation, its size. I can make it smaller. If I make it a lot bigger, I think it'd go outside its box. But there, I can make it smaller. Alright, I'm going to make it big. Oh, well, it still fits in the box. This is what RT will do for you. You can actually see what's happening as the program is running when you change the different parameters. I can change its X position, its Y position. I can change its color. It's a good way to learn about different colors by just changing the number here, and you'll see the color change. So you can design your program, put values in that you think are close to what you want, but then go to RT and tweak them to the way you want them. For these changes that you make in real time are actually making changes to the Pico program. I'm going to turn off RT. Well, this is the end of the video on overview, the app screen and the program screen.